Hello everybody, Stock Catcher here. Today the volume in terms of trading was definitely on the lower side. Jerome Powell was speaking. Usually when that happens, the volume is definitely lower. And on top of that, the S&P was kind of selling off in the beginning of the day, right? But despite that, a lot of people I saw were doing great in terms of not just day trading, but swing trading as well. In day trading, I mentioned a couple plays in the morning time. For example, MRM. This was a nice pop. ANVS. This was a base hit. And MNTS was another base hit, smaller type of win. And there was a lot more swing trade type of stocks that were just making really nice moves. For example, ABAT, Tilray, APLD, TMC, Serve, WWR, and there's just a lot more. And I'm doing my best to shorten the recaps in the videos, right? Because I don't want to make it too long. So there's a lot of stocks that are interesting that I want to talk about in this video. Appreciate if you like the video. As always, guys, I'm just trying to help people out, right? And I read every single day for years. People just messaging me, DMing me, emailing me, saying I'm helping. This is why I do everything for free. These videos, the stock twist, Twitter, email. So first stock for the video today. These are not in any order as usual, which one's better. So first one that caught my eye today is MGN, Megan Holding. And it's not really about fundamental why this caught my eye. It's more so about the psychological reason, right? So if you look at this stock today in after hours, YDDL, this stock ran almost 400%. This was a monster move. And unfortunately, most of the time during after hours, I have to step outside. So I'm not usually there, but I have a great team on the live stream. And the same goes for 4 a.m. I have a great team. So when I'm not there, they are very nice in terms of helping out, and they're talented, in my opinion, in finding these stocks. So YDDL, this stock runs 400%. So this has been going on for years, right? If you've been trading a while, you see that this happens every single time. I mean, most of the time, right? Where if a stock goes up a lot, it doesn't have to be 1,000%. It could just be 200%. People will have FOMO. People will be looking for the next play, right? Quote unquote. And this has been going on since I started, and it's gonna continue because people have a high amount of emotion when it comes to trading, right? So they're gonna be wanting to find the next stock. And MGN, this is a new IPO. If you look at the daily chart, this has a lot of range as well, so keep an eye on this one. Next stock you have to keep an eye on would be LFS. This one actually, as I'm making this video, I'm not making it up, where this stock is literally ripping face as I'm making this video. This is another new IPO. I'm watching right now. This stock broke over $7, and it's just ripping face. So I was gonna talk about this before it ripped, but I'm still gonna talk about LFS. So LFS is a new IPO as well. This is a Tokyo-based youth sport education type of company, right? So this is a fresh new play as well, an IPO. And the reason I was gonna mention it before rip face was it just came out today. This is brand new, so there's no type of resistance. And as well as when a stock usually IPOs in the beginning, a lot of people get interested, right? So LFS, I'm gonna be watching this stock. I mean, ideally I wanted to mention it before it ripped face. This is still ripping. It ripped almost to $9. So yeah, ideally I wanted to mention it to you guys like $5, but they're still gonna be watching this one. Next stock you gotta watch, guys, is Palm. This again, if you go to daily chart, this stock has blue sky territory range. If you check my previous video I made like 2 days ago, AGRZ, that's another IPO, by the way. It just ended up ripping, going vertical. I mentioned that in the video and on StockTwit, that 450 level, psychological level, that it was gonna go blue sky type of range, and then it's and went to 630, I believe, 630. And I had several people messaging me saying they banked on it. So Palm, this is another type of setup where this could go blue sky, and I'm gonna watch this stock. When you're talking about Palm, this is more of this is a Chinese healthcare platform type of IPO, right? And if you know anything about China stock, they make really like crazy moves. One of the biggest stocks that I've seen in my history, trading history, is HKD as well as RGC, both of them Chinese. One of them ran 20,000%. One of them ran 82,000%. This is real, guys. You could look it up. And this is a Chinese IPO as well, Palm. And again, I'm not saying it's not. I mean, I'm not saying it's gonna happen guaranteed, but I'm just saying when it comes to Chinese stocks, keep an eye on them. But at the same time, there's something called liquidation, where if a Chinese stock starts to get, they could pretty much like dump, pretty much, right? I've seen them drop 90%, 95%. Some even go to like, I think it was TIRX. This was like a few years ago. It went to almost zero. So you gotta be very careful, guys, when you're talking about China stock, Hong Kong, Singapore, these type of stock. So next one, this one again. Keep an eye on this one, guys. TOYO, Toyo. This one is a integrated solar cell type of plate. So TOYO. I'm just doing some quick reading on this stock. So I'm just reading some points about how vertical integration, and this is more of, again, this is not about fundamental. This is more of a psychological technical play, because this stock IPO ran 400%. They're gonna be looking for stocks that are newer IPOs. So this is another one that is an IPO. This one is not as new as the other ones, but again, if you go to the daily chart right now, this is in a strong uptrend. I will be watching this stock going forward. And on top of that, they're actually trying to expand their manufacturing footprint. Right, so next stock is Poly. Poly, I talked about a few videos ago. You could check. I said this was a multi-day swing trade in the video. I said 150 level. And then if you look at it right now, Poly made a beautiful uptrend. It's right now testing the previous resistance. And this is over the key level on the daily chart, 200, right? 200 MA. So when you're talking about Poly, this is a biotech stock. And on top of that, they're focused on oral therapy for GI complication. Poly stock, I remember this stock, I believe, had an offering news, and then it just ended up squeezing the bears. And that's something I like seeing, because that's kind of interesting, right? Because usually when a stock has offering news, it usually goes down, right? So if a stock has offering news and then it goes up, that's something that bears don't really think about, right? So Poly stock, I'm going to be watching if it goes over that 230 level in the coming days, right? So next stock, TNYA Therapeutic. So this is a biotech focused on a gene-based approach, curative therapy for regenerative neural-rare disease. So TNYA, this is a biotech of stock. And if you look at the daily chart, it's just been making a really strong uptrend. RSI is kind of overheated. And I had two people mention to me about this stock online, so I'm just bringing it up because I like mentioning stocks that you guys are also interested in, and I'm making videos on them, right? Because I do these videos for you guys, right? So TNYA, I will be watching it. Next stock is Fly. This is Firefly Aerospace. This is again an IPO, and if you look at what happened with Figma IPO made a big drop. You can check the daily chart. And then it rallied back up in a nice bounce. You could also look at BLSH, bullish IPO. Again, same pattern. Big drop and then great rebound. Look at Firefly Aerospace. This aerospace stock, really interesting sector. It made a big drop, and I'm looking to see Firefly Aerospace price action in the coming trading sessions, right? And on top of that, when they talk about Firefly, actually, they have contracts with NASA, so it's something to consider. And next stock, PSTV. PSTV is a stock that, again, many of you guys are interested in and told me about, so I'm bringing it up. PSTV, this has small market cap, and if you look at the potential catalyst and the sector that's in, it has potential, right? This is, in terms of technical chart, is also in a multi-day range, and I will be looking at PSTV going forward. The balance sheet support as well from private placements earlier this year, that could pretty much reduce their dilution angle, as well as give them a chance to hit what they're trying to do, their goals, right? Because when we're talking about biostock, but pipeline and their near-term milestones, PSTV, I will be watching at 75-cent psychological level going forward. So next stock is Open Door Technology. Now, this stock I've been talking about since $1, ended up ripping face to almost $11 a share. Open stock, if you look at the daily chart, it's just been mainly consolidating. I've had a lot of people ask me about this stock, and I'm definitely still bullish on it. Look at this daily chart. It's entering that nice $8 support area, as well as the, not just support, but again, if you watch my previous videos, there's a lot of fundamental factor for the stock as well, and it's in a hot sector. I just wanted to bring it up because I had a couple people ask me about Open. Definitely bullish on Open. Next stock, BBAI. This one, again, I made many videos on, and I'm just touching base on it because this, if you look at the daily chart, is entering a nice area as well, a technical pattern, and I'll be watching the stock over that 750 level. Especially the stock also has government contract, as well as this is pretty much one of the biggest AI stocks, right, when we're talking about in this sector. So next stock, Buru. Buru stock I mentioned several times and then ended up making great moves up, and I've still had a lot of people who are interested in Buru stock, and they wanted me to mention the key levels. So for Buru stock, obviously the 50-cent level is a big psychological area, but other than that, I do want to see over 54 cent, and currently it's trading right under that. It's around 52 cents right now, and over 54 cent, and then over that 60-cent level, that would be a very nice uptrend break. The trend break, right, for a move higher. So remember that 50 cent, 54 cent, and 60 cent on Buru stock. And Buru has a lot of fundamental factors as well. I said in the past that I can't make the videos too long. That's why I just make the very basic points. I could definitely make 1-hour videos and go way more deeper into each stock, but I don't want to make the 1-hour videos, right? So the last two stocks for the video is AKBA, AKBA, and APM. So AKBA, this one I made many videos on the past as well. It has a lot of factors going for it. I highly recommend you look up the pipeline, as well as the technical chart is also breaking out of the downtrend. And APM, this is a potential merger play. I recommend you do more research on this as well. APM stock has been getting a lot of volume as well recently. If you go left on APM, this stock usually didn't have a lot of volume, but recently it's been having a lot of volume, and it's for me an hourly setup as well. So APM and AKBA, I just put them together. So I appreciate you guys watching. Have a great night, everybody. I'll see you on the live stream tomorrow morning. Good night.